Hello, we are going to talk about in the news an accident a long way from home from our book Left Off.
Match the prepositions of movement with pictures. So do you see these pictures from A until H and some words above? So let's find out the pictures and their suitable prepositions of movement. For example, A, it's along. Do you see the snake? It's along. B, around. It's going around the tree. C is below. It's below or under the water. D, it's into, so it's getting into the bag. E, it's out of, so it's coming out of the bag. F, it's over, and G is through, and of course, H is across the street. Okay, so correct the sentences. Ross and Leslie bought a large house. Ross and Leslie didn't buy a large house. They bought a large car. Perfect. 2. Ross and Leslie drove around South Africa. No, Ross and Leslie didn't drive around South Africa. They drove around South America. When you are coming here, you can see that when you put it negative, then you put didn't with the basic form of the verb drive. But if it's positive, then you just put the second verb or the verb of the past. Okay, so like here we have drove, they drove. Number 3, one day their car fell into the sea. Their car did not fall into the sea, it fell into a ravine. Leslie rang the police in Brazil. Leslie didn't ring the police in Brazil, she rang her sister in England. Again, rang and rang. The helicopter pilot took Ross and Leslie to London. The helicopter pilot didn't take Ross and Leslie to London, he took them to Manus. So here we have the verb take and took. So when you are putting the past tense of the verbs in negative, then you just say didn't take. But when you have it in positive way, then you just put the past of the verb, which is like took. Okay? Verbs in present and past tense. Like we have the present come, in the past it's came, it's irregular. See, so, it's again irregular. Go, went, irregular. Follow, followed. It's regular. Just add ed at the end. Find, found. It's irregular. Spend, spent. Take, took. And discover, it's regular, discovered with adding ed at the end. Now we have where and was. If we have were and was, then we have to form the sentence like subject, then where or was, then the verb with ing, then the object. How we choose was or were according to the subject. For example, if we have she or he or it or I, we use was, then the verb with ing like playing football. They, we, you, it took were, then playing football. See, this is the difference between was and were, but at the end, the verb is coming with ing, then the object. For example, Leslie's sister is talking to a friend. Complete the sentences with was or were. For example, number 1, were you listening to the news about Leslie and Ross? So because we have you, we used were. Number 2, they were crossing a ravine when the bridge collapsed. So here we used were because we started with they. Number 3, I was sitting at home when Leslie called. So was because of I. 4, we were watching television. 5, Leslie was worrying about getting home. So all the verbs after them, it's with an ing. Listening, crossing, sitting, watching, and worrying. So for today, we learned about prepositions of movement, was and where, also the past tense, regular verbs, and irregular verbs. Thank you for listening.